What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of H1Z1, where we're going to hang out and do something. I don't know. Did it kill me right now? I was going to say, it better not have killed me. I was going to be very, very upset, so I had some technical issues before I started this episode. And I was like, if I got ganked while I was trying to sort out a technical issue, I will never forgive the universe. Universe, you will be on point. And I will be like, universe, why you do me like that? Why you do me like that, universe? Let's have a look around. There's a house over here that I guess I must have, like, looted in the previous episode. I think they fixed the lighting issues. I'm not sure. It seems likely that they may have. I don't know. I'm not blinded by the ridiculous contrast of the universe anymore. However, I can't promise that they didn't just put, like, a layer of overcast over the entire map just to fix it real fast. It's an ongoing issue, and Smedley didn't tweet about it, so if he doesn't tweet about it, I figure it's still broke. I mean, there's a lot of broke stuff in this game. I do my best not to edit out, like, the random bugs and things I hit, because I know there's a lot of suspicion and a lot of kind of drama around the game right now, and rightly so. There should be drama around games when they have weird sort of releases that don't kind of work. Obviously so. The game does have a lot of issues, and I have no desire to hide that from my viewers. That's not what I do here. I just want to play the game, have a good time. If you see some random bugs around, you can assume that I'm not going to be like, snippy, snippy, and get rid of that part. So anyways, we're actually, like, pretty dehydrated right now. I should probably do something about this. We have purified water, right? Yeah, we got purified water. Let's go ahead and drink our blackberry juice. There it is. Delicious. I'd make a joke right here, but nope, not gonna do it. Oh my god. So my problem is that I segment in between different things that I do. So for example, my Twitch is like very, very much R-rated. It's kind of like, you know how Robin Williams had like his family-friendly movies, and then he had his stand-up, and they were two like different things from each other? That's exactly how it is for me. Not to compare myself to Robin Williams, because obviously you can't stand next to a god like that without going blind. But anyways, like, I get caught up sometimes because there are jokes that I would make on the Twitch stream that are super, like, off the cuff and off color, but they are funny. It's just, like, I can't get away with it on the channel because it's not like, over here I try and keep it PG-13. That's how I always describe it. Did they fix the zombies too? It's been like 24 hours since I played last. I hope they fixed the Zeds. Ooh, 45 caliber rounds. Yes, please'ms, I would like you in my inventory. Please come hang out with me. M1911. Ooh, 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 ooh. Colt, why don't you give me your lovely black weapon in my hand? That's the secret to YouTube. If you have nothing going on, just sing. It'll fix it. So which way did I come in here from? I'm glad that I'm not blind right now. There's a big spot on my screen. I assumed that I sneezed or something, and now I've got like a giant... There we go. I got like a big schnozberry hanging off the side of my screen. Alright, now that that's gone, let's go check. I have no idea where I am right now. Obviously, I kind of zoned out in the last episode. Once we had that light bug, I just kind of like lost my shit and couldn't like handle it anymore. I was like, alright, I'm logging off for the day. Call me when Smedley says it's fixed. But it's the next day. I'm really, really hoping it's fixed because seriously, of all the bugs so far... it's equal to the loot bug. Being blind when you play the game is kind of a major detriment towards my enjoyment. I think we've been here before. I think what must have happened is I must have been up on one of these hills somewhere. By the way, I'm on Grimwood server. If you want to play with me or if you want to murder me, I've been on Grimwood for the last week or so. I play on a couple different servers because what I was planning on doing... See, I got a little bit confused about what I wanted to do with the series. So I was going to try and do highlights. And so basically I have like 3 servers right now that I'm sitting around with like guns and all kinds of other stuff. And I was trying to decide, basically, I could swap between servers just to show off, like, basically, I would have different loadouts. So let's say I got killed on this server. I could log into the other server with the full loadout and instantly continue recording and being like, BAM! We're back up and running. We can go do some PvP, whatever. But then I kind of, like, dropped out of that and stopped, like, working on it. And so basically, Grimwood is where I've settled. I don't know. We've got metal sheets. I mean, I'm glad that they fixed the loot bug. My god, I'm so happy to see things in, like, vehicles and, like, stuff happening. It seriously does please me and make me happy. Like, I don't care if I get, like, 5 or 6 containers in a row that are empty, but if I find a location that's out in the middle of nowhere with, like, nothing there, I reasonably assume that maybe there would be some loot laying around. We can try some of the construction if you guys want in future episodes. I don't know if you want to do that, if you want to, like, Minecraft it up a little bit, or if we want to go PvP, or what we want to do with this whole thing. I'm pretty much... even on any idea. I don't mind at all. It looks like we're heading... I had said that I wanted to go north, right? Like to the edge of the map and just kind of like carry it around. Let's see if I can make this shot. This is going to be so legit if I pull this off. I think that's a little high. Hold on, let's try... Meow! So the meow was too weak. It wasn't enough. What about right there? Okay, so that got him in the chest, so I was way high. Right there, though. Oh, it missed his head by so little. It missed by so... Okay, so he's just going to get closer now. And then we'll get him. There it is. See, I'll get him eventually. You just have to hang in there with me. Like, I'm okay at medium ranges right now. I'm working on my long range shots, though, and I'm not doing so well, as you might be able to tell. Are you going to give me... I found a machete, by the way. I know we had ourselves an axe at the end of the last episode. I walked around for a couple seconds, and there was a fresh machete sitting around. It had 1,000 durability on it. I was like, ooh, fresh machete. Anybody want to get a fresh machete? Fresh machete, $5. With every purchase of a fresh machete, get yourself a big cuchara. Anybody? Huh? Big cuchara, $3. Everybody needs a big cuchara. If you don't have a big cuchara, how are you going to eat yourself that ice cream, huh? I mean, everybody needs a big cuchara. Every now and again, at least to scoop the ice cream into a bowl at bare minimum. We need some more twine to replace the fact that we are actually... Sadly, our bow is about to break. It's got like 5 shots left in it, and we really need to find ourselves like some kind of decent object with which to build a new bow. I don't think we have any extra twine. I'm going to make... Hold on. Let's make some deer scent. Because we have the deer bladder already, so we might as well. And so there it was. That bladder was dear to us, but definitely was far more dear to the deer that we took it from. I'm willing to bet that maybe there will be some loot around here somewhere, since, I mean, all these areas have actually had good stuff in them. That trash can right there had more than I expect from trash cans normally. Yeah, Kroby right there, just in case you need to get yourself some metal off of a vehicle. In fact, how is our inventory space looking right now? We've got enough space to... I may use that crowbar on one of the cars outside in just a second to get some more... metal. I don't know how to do a lot of the crafting. I mean, we'll play around with it in just a second. The discovery system is nice in that it's intuitive enough to where you can discover new things without actually having to just sit around and like load things into a box Minecraft style until you randomly get the new recipe. I tend to just use a recipe list when I play games like that. But anyways, we've got a couple of houses over here. Did I hit these already? I feel like I hit these already. I am so glad right now that the light is actually not blinding me. I cannot tell you how happy I am. That bug, ugh. That was a bug that dug deep with me. I was like, nope, it's actually the first bug that's ever caused me, ooh, a battery. Ooh, okay, so that's actually something we do want to carry around with us. A battery is a big deal. I'm actually going to get rid of some of these heavier meals that we're carrying around with us because I see no reason to keep them. We have plenty of opportunities right now to feed ourselves with rabbit meat and with other stuff, and so I don't really think that it's entirely too pertinent that right now, do I have spark plugs as well? Do I have spark plugs anywhere? I wish you could search your inventory by a text prompt. Yeah, it doesn't look like we actually have... Additionally, why are these not stacked? You go over here with that, because... Why did you not work? Having issues right now. Either way, with a battery, I want it. I definitely want a battery. I don't know where it can fit into my inventory, but right here is looking pretty good. So now we're carrying around a car battery, and that's a mean man bastard right there who can carry around a car battery in his backpack and not give a damn. If I had to carry a car battery... Why does it look like zombies are loping towards us? They're not eloping towards us because they're neither on the internet loping nor... Actually, they're technically eloping, I guess. They are on the internet right now. They are controlled by the interwebs. Oh, shoulder shot. Okay. There it is. Got him. Alright, so he's down. Probably try and practice my long-range archery on this guy, although I think that's going to go over his shoulder. No, that actually would have hit him in the shin, I guess. I am just not doing it right now. I knew that last shot. I just took it because, like, I wanted to waste arrows. I don't know. Come here. There we go. Ooh, right in the eyeball. Right in the eye socket. How does that feel right now? Stingy? It seems like it would feel stingy. That's the part that I'm going to go with. So we've got a car battery. What say we try and track down a car? I think if we could find some spark plugs, that'll make our life a little bit easier. We could talk about cars and the do's and don'ts. So they fixed the bug. There was a bug for a little while where if a car was running and ran into a floating arrow, it would instantly blow up the car. They fixed that, so they knew about that one and they fixed it. So that's good, seeing as that was a minor game-destroying bug. No, that was actually a major bug. If it didn't happen to me, so it wasn't a big deal to me, but if it happened to you, I'm sure it'd be a big deal to you. Anyways, they fixed it, so that's out of the way. We should actually think about fixing a car here if we can, because we have just about everything we need for a police car. On the second hand, we still need spark plugs, though. So let's look for some things that both plug and create sparks, I guess. I don't actually know what a spark plug does. I'm embarrassed to admit that on camera right now, but I feel like you should admit your faults when you're on the internet, because people like somebody with faults. I firmly believe that. I'm a geologist, so faults are like one of the... If you don't know, in geology, a fault is like a big crack in a bed of rock. Essentially, it's a large-scale fracture. What are you doing right now, dear? What are you doing right? Just bugging out? Just, oh man. He decided to fix himself right as I beat it in the shot. Well, I think we should go northwards. How's that sound? Let's go northwards. We're going to walk for a little while. I can't promise that this is going to turn out the way that we want it to and that we're going to find, like, any fun adventures to have. But I'd like to do some PvP. I'd like to kill some zombies, maybe get myself into trouble. And I feel like going northwards is always the best plan in these situations. So that is precisely what I'm going to do. Over the river and through the woods, we found a lumber camp. There it is over here with my terrible, like, we found a lumber camp. We gotta make it a little bit more sexy. Be like, I love that lumber. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta do something with it. You gotta make it a little bit better. I don't know. I had to spruce it up a little bit. Lumber camp humor. Lumber camp humor. Did you have to spruce it up? Indeed, I did. I did. Well, I've never seen this location before, which is odd because I've been playing this game a lot. So maybe I'll have a little look-see around and see how this suits us, maybe? I don't know. What do you even expect here? There could be like 1,000 zombies with machine guns waiting inside one of these buildings, and I honestly wouldn't have any idea about it. The cabinets appear to be fairly barren. Yes, alright. That seems about right. They have no refrigerator. How do they handle their... How... Ooh, a swamp cooler. That brings back unpleasant memories. My first apartment had a big-ass swamp cooler, and it was constantly, like, belching water all over everything. It was the worst. Like, drip down the wall. Basically... Oh, that scared the hell out of me. You can get in the shower? Really? Shower time! Haven't had a shower in like 700 episodes. Water on. Water, go. Nope, that didn't work. Never mind. We're leaving. I can't stand this. I'm in a tiny little box, and I'm feeling claustrophobic, and there could be zombies around anywhere coming to watch me bathe. Not comfortable with that situation. I don't like having spectators for when I bathe. I'm a dirty dude, and I like to keep that to myself. I like to, you know, just make sure that while I'm sudsing it on up, I don't have somebody running interference on the whole thing. Because that makes the whole problem... Ooh, a shirt. Anybody want a green shirt? Oh, it's a gray-blue shirt. I would like it if the shirts actually looked like what they were. I know that might be a lot to ask. But I'm being semi-sarcastic right now. But anyways, I would like the shirts and the helmets and everything else to look like what they are. I'm going to eat those right now because why not? I don't feel like carrying them around with me. Sjoberg's diced tomatoes. What's going on over here? Nope. Nope. Alright. Well, there's more stuff to loot right there, but I hate going cabinet to cabinet if I can help it. A spool of twine. Exactly what we were looking for, not to be confused with a school of twine. A school of twine is just a whole lot of twines just swimming through the ocean, just being free, doing twine stuff. We have a knife over here. The temptation with the knife is thusly. The nice thing about the knife is that you can use it to harvest animals and zombies. It's not great as a PvP weapon compared to like the machete, and you can't chop down trees with it. However, what's nice about the combat knife is it only takes up 100 units, so you could throw it in your backpack and technically have like a gun and a bow out at the same time so that you can just kind of like hot swap between whichever one makes you happy. Things to consider. I hate how small the inventory is in this game, and in fact, that's one thing that I would like to see get remade. I think you should have 5 to 6 hot slots. I really do. I think that there's a lot of inventory There's a lot of inventory constraints in this game that don't really... Did I say constraints? Constraints. There's an N in there somewhere. There's an N in there somewhere. Anyways, I feel like they constrain your inventory a lot in this game. More than likely would be my... I guess it would be my best guess that they're probably trying to push people towards the cash shop or something maybe. I have no idea what they're doing, but as it stands right now, the game really has like inventory problems where you're constantly full up on just like stuff all the time, and there's not much that you can do about it. And so one thing that I would love to see is at least give us a few more belt slots or something so that we can actually like equip 4 or 5 pieces of gear instead of 3, because 3 just isn't doing it for me right now, especially since you can't shoulder mount a rifle or do any other like intelligent thing along those lines. It becomes problematic. I don't know. I kind of want this combat knife, but we don't have space for it. I can probably get something out of the way to do it, though. We don't need the turbo, and we don't need the headlights. Those are sort of like ancillary extra things that we don't need for our car. Additionally, Mom's pink salmon not doing it for me since we hunt now. I think that I'd rather keep the space clear, and actually that in and of itself has cleared out a lot of our space. I can also turn the remainder of our sticks into potential arrows, maybe. There we go. So that'll clear out a little bit more space. Got multivitamins eating up slots. I'm keeping the wood planks for a reason because I want to do something with them. But for right now, how do I make a basic shack? Like a basic shack seems pretty awesome. If not repaired, this will fall 20 planks. That's a lot of planks. That's a very, that's 1,000 units worth of planks. I guess you just kind of stack them up in one spot, I guess, until it works. We could also barbed wire some buildings if we really wanted to be an asshole. I'll take the combat knife right now. I don't think you can chop down trees with a combat knife. I'd be impressed. And in fact, you could do it with a hammer and a combat knife. I've chopped down trees using a buck knife before. I've chopped down little, like, saplings or whatever. So essentially what you do is you take the knife in one hand, and a lot of people probably know about this, but I'll bring it up just in case people don't, because people say that they like my survival tips. You can chop down a tree by using a knife. Even a small knife, to be honest, even a really, really small knife, provided the blade is wide enough to, like, pan over the entire circumference of... It's got to be larger than the diameter of the... It's got to be larger than the diameter of the tree, the knife blade anyways. It would be helpful anyways. God, that scared me again. Those stupid bathroom things. We got antibiotics in here. I feel like those might be useful at some point, and so I just keep stacking them up. In other games, they're really, really useful, so I like them to be useful. How good is our buck knife? Because there's another one over here, too. It's not really a buck knife. That's one of those big, giant, like, Marine Corps knives that they put on the front of a gun, like a bayonet almost. Is this one better? 460 versus, like, 7-something. I think was that one. 650. Yeah, I'll take that instead. I know the difference between 6s and 7s. Let's keep looting around, but I think, honestly... This place is not looking so suitable for our deeds. I mean, we might check the house at the top of the hill up here. It looks like some kind of truck stop slash trailer home. Maybe trailer park slash, I don't know, logging camp or something. I'm not sure. They don't have refrigerators in their houses, though, which makes me think that people aren't living here, like, around the clock. It seems like it's a makeshift shelter, like you live here when you have to. I don't know what that noise is, but it always pops in, and I always want to look for it. I was going to use the crowbar to bash up some more metal, but then I forgot, basically. I don't think I forgot. I didn't feel like pedantically sitting there beating on a car for an entire episode. Figured we'd keep on looting now that the light sources are fixed and I can actually see and not be blinded by my own existence. To be blinded by one's own existence. That seems like one of those real existential conversations about something like, in the mid-20s, I was blinded by my own existence. And it'd be like, I don't know, it seems like a word or a phrasing that would come up in the middle of some kind of conversation about getting to know yourself better or something. I don't know. It seems like one of those things that somebody would say after a ton of doobies. After you had just blazed a couple bleezies, you're a little bit deep. Little bit deep. Not a lot of bit deep, like stoner deep, though. I'm going to kill this zombie. We're going to go up and over this hill on the other side. How come here, bow aim. I expect you to aim. What? I feel like that should have been a hit, but now, there we go. That one got him. Right in the side of, actually, it seems like it's levitating alongside his head. I kill zombies because oh, this is a player loot. This is a player loot right here. So when players die, they turn into zombies. I realize I said that kind of like in a klaxon-like tone, like, player alert, we have slain a player. Everybody get excited simultaneously. I need everybody right now to stand up, get excited. But yeah, when players die or when they suicide, they turn into zombies, and this is what you find. All of these goodies right here. Now, technically, he doesn't really have anything that I want aside from this rabbit meat. I will take the rabbit meat for sure. I will also take the arrows because it'll save me having to make more of them. I'll take the dirty... Ooh, he has a lighter? Ooh, okay, so now we don't need our bow drill. How big is the lighter? It's 1. How big is the bow drill? If he's around here, that means he either got killed by somebody or he suicided. Considering I think they took the suicide command out of the game... I'm going to take that twine because it's always useful. Sugar packets and salt packets are always useful too for making more... What do I have? 1 purified water left. Let me drink that right now. I'm going to keep my empty bottles. I'm going to bring his dirty bottle along the way, or his dirty bottle of water. We got a makeshift bow. It's weird that he had twine and he didn't make a better bow. That seems like a major, like, command failure. Either way, nothing useful there for us right now, but it did stock us up on twine, which is pretty cool, and it allowed me to introduce you to one of the gameplay mechanics that I don't know if many people have brought light to it yet. Anyways, I was talking about how you could cut down a tree using a knife, wasn't I? So you take the knife, and what you're going to do... Oh, how did I mess that up? That was awful. There we go. That one got him. 2 dead players? Huh? You want to give me 2 loot bags in a row? I was hoping he would have ammunition. Actually, I should check it and see if his gun's loaded. That's what I forgot to do. His gun might have been loaded. Where is the bag at? Oh, shit. I lost it now. Oh, well, isn't that embarrassing? I suppose I could proximity loot and, like, hope that I come across it. Oh, he's back over here, maybe? What is that? A rock? Oh, that's not what I want. I want the loot bag. Oh, no. I lost the loot bag. I should have unloaded the gun, too. I didn't think about it. Players, now, typically when you find guns out in the middle of nowhere, they won't have, like, any ammo inside of them. But player guns, you should always check those. Either way. It's looking like a lost cause now, so I suppose instead of sitting around and, I don't know, getting my Scorpio on, lost cause, just cause, you know what I mean. Chopping down trees with a knife. Let's finish this thought. So if you need to chop down a tree with a knife, essentially all you do is you put the blade of the knife up against the side of the tree, like, take this machete. You see how he's chopping the tree right there, how he puts the machete sideways? You put it sideways like that. You take a hammer and you just tap on it a little bit until you wedge a chunk out of the tree, and then you reposition it. So you put it at an angle such that the blade is pointing slightly downwards so that it creates a downwards horizontal and inclined plane basically into the tree. After you take a couple hacks at it and you make a big chunk out of the tree, you flip it around, you put it slightly below that with an upwards incline going, and you start taking wedges out of the tree until you get it far enough to where you can kick the tree and knock it over, or finish it off just by using normal chopping methods. But that's how you do it with a knife. I did it when I was a kid one time. My dad showed me how to do it. It was one of those times where I was like doing something and my dad was like, come outside, and I was like, I'm doing stuff inside the house right now, and he was like, boy, come outside right now, I'm gonna show you man stuff. And so you basically had to go outside and learn man stuff. Ultimately, I'm glad that I did. If your dad is like one of those handy dudes, or at least like anything, honestly, you should take advantage of most older people's knowledge. If they know stuff about stuff, you should definitely listen, or at least inquire about it if you're interested. My dad used to camp a lot and stuff before he got married, and we camped every now and again when I was a kid, maybe like once or twice a year, but we didn't camp as much as I think he would have liked to, and he knew a lot of like random outdoorsy stuff. I don't know. My dad is one of those old school guys from like the 60s where like your family didn't have any money, and so you learned how to fix everything because buying a new one was not practical. Like nowadays, everything's so cheap that you can like buy new ones. Like typically, like I'll give you an example that I had one time. A guy came into, I used to work at Geek Squad for a long time, and a guy came in and he wanted me to strip a wire. So his son had messed up an Ethernet cable or something. It looked like a rat had chewed through it. And what he wanted me to do is he wanted me to rethread it. Basically, he wanted me to take the lining off, the little rubber tubing or whatever that goes around the wire. He wanted me to use a wire stripper on that and to do a bunch of other things to like rebuild this Ethernet cable. And I was like, you realize the amount of time I'm going to charge you a half-an-hour fee for this because I have to. It's going to take me 30 minutes to do. It's going to cost you like $50 for me to do this. And there's another Ethernet cable right there on the rack that costs $8.99. So basically, he's like, no, but he needs to learn a lesson about repairing and fixing things. And I was like, yeah, teaching your son moral lessons about material usage is not my job. I'm just saying right now, you can spend $50 today, or you can spend $8.99 today. And I could definitely tell he was frustrated me, but I was like, dude, I'm not going to strip a wire right now and do this and like reattach an Ethernet head to it. If like, first of all, you're wasting my time. Like, I hate to tell you, but like I've got a lot of stuff to do. We're usually inundated with things to accomplish here. And so, along those lines, I kind of feel like you're wasting my time right now. So if you make me do this, I am going to charge you, and you could just buy a nicer one over here. Just throwing it out there. I think I'm being chased by an aminal right now. I am. See if I can get the little bastard. Spined him. There it is. Spining an animal is when you hit him. And if you go hunting, spining an animal or backboning him is when you shoot the animal, it severs the spine. Generally not considered to be an advised shot, but it's better than some other ones. Talk about that for a second. I mean, I didn't hunt a whole lot as a kid, but I had friends that were hunters, and I went out with them every now and again. And when you're hunting, you are going for like a clean kill. You are trying to kill the animal as cleanly as possible. The goal is not to extend out the pain and suffering. Spining them is preferable to like winging them. Like if you shoot an animal in the leg, you're gonna have to chase it, like you're gonna have to run it down. It's gonna take a while before it beds down. Anyways, we'll talk about this in a second. I guess after walking for what seems like a decade south, like seriously, I've been out here. Like it's probably been about 20 minutes since we had our last conversation. Say, as I was talking about spining an animal. I don't hunt. I've been hunting several times, and I was trained to hunt. Like I've been taught how to hunt and everything, and I've gone out with people, but I haven't done it since I was maybe 16 or 17 years old. Anyways, there's like a ranking in like shots that you're trying to make. Wow. Look at all these food traps. Wow, somebody's got snares. Somebody's got snares. And now they're my snares. Yeah, who wants to give me some rabbit meat? I feel like this is a trap right now. I really sincerely feel like this is a trap. Like a big trap. And I don't mean just like a trap for rabbits. Like a trap for humans sounds about right too. So anyways, let's do this quickly and while on the move. None of them have been looted, so I'm thinking somebody must be using this house as a hunting lodge and just living out here. I don't know. There's punji pits in front of the door. That makes sense. Sometimes guns spawn inside these, but not very often in general. But I was talking about there's like a ranking of shots that you make on it. What was that? Did somebody die in here? It looks like somebody died in here. Is what it looks like. But where is the loot crate? There should be a loot crate or a loot bag around here somewhere if he died. Maybe it's in storage? Weirdly enough, does he have a secret stash under the house? I bet that's what it is. We'll go take a look in just a second and see if we can rob this guy. I don't know who he is, and it's not personal. It's just, you know, playing the game, bud. I'm not trying to be a hater right now, but you gotta do what you gotta do. My guess is that he put it up under the floor, possibly. Yeah. Where he put it up under the floor. Ah, there it is. There's a stash under the house. You can make these. If you have the, you know how I showed you the trowel in one of the previous episodes? If you have like a little trowel, you can dig a stash. And that's exactly what this guy has done. He dug himself a little stash so that he could come back and grab his stuff in a little bit because I guess he felt like it was unsafe. Either way, though, he could have picked a better spot. If I was him, I would have put it out in a bush somewhere. Underneath the house, somebody was sure to, especially since I guess he must have accidentally put it underneath the crate. But if somebody looted that crate, 100% they were going to see this stash, and then they were going to try and come find it. So if I was him, I would have moved it around a little bit. The makeshift spear is pretty good. I don't know if I showed off the spear yet, but the spear is a melee weapon, which actually works out pretty well. You can stab things in the face with it, or you can throw it like a javelin, which is the other way that it's kind of useful. I think you can make multiples of them as well, and they'll stack. But I don't know. It seemed like an interesting place. That's cool that we found that, though, so that allows me to tell you about the random things. If you wanted to make one, you just go to crafting, and it's this item right here, this hand shovel. It allows you to dig a hole just like that one over there and create a stash. If I was him, I would have done it, oh, I don't know. I probably would have put it like in between these, something straight from the door, basically, like in between these two bushes straight from the door, maybe underneath one of them. Because under the house, I think he probably did that on accident, but yeah. If somebody was going to try and look for that crate, that's what they were going to find. So anyways, there's like a hierarchy of shots you make when you're hunting, and I had friends that would actually get in trouble with their dads if he winged an animal because you're putting an animal in pain longer than it needs to be because you missed the shot. In fact, I remember a couple of times my friend got home and his dad was like, yeah, you're not going out the next time we hunt. You need to like take a cool off and just kind of like chill. Oh, we got another wolf on us. Hold on, I'm gonna fight him with a machete, like the manly man-bear that I am. Oh, we only got one wolf meat from him, though. That's disappointing. I think they buffed melee weapon damage, too. I feel like I'm killing things a lot faster. Like, I one-shotted a zombie a second ago with a machete to the face, and that would have never happened at release. Anyways, there's a hierarchy of shots, and I remember my friend got a timeout from hunting for a couple of weeks with his dad because he kept, like, I don't know, winging animals or something like that. Then you gotta chase him down and give a kill shot. You put the animal in pain unnecessarily, etc. Basically, you're aiming to shoot them through the heart, or if you can't do that, if you spine them, that's like the second best thing because it means they'll drop and they won't run because their spine has been severed by the bullet, and so then you can run up real quick and take a kill shot. But in general, you're trying not to cause the animal too much pain. You're just trying to like shoot them real fast so you can run up, give a kill shot, and then, you know, harvest the animal for dinner as quickly as possible. I know some people don't support it and some people don't like the concept of hunting or whatever. Oh shit, I thought that was a player for a second. I was about to whip out a gun. Hold on. Let me get this machete real fast. Hey, get inside my inventory. There we go. I'll take the bust. Oh good, he got stuck inside. How'd you manage that, man? That's magical. That's some Disney stuff right there. That's shenanigans. Ow, stop clawing me. There we go, now he's dead. We got him out of the way. Did he leave a loot bag? Watch, he's gonna leave a loot bag inside the car or something that I can't get a hold of. What I was trying to do is I was trying to figure out how good this hatchet was. I'm bleeding profusely right now. Or at least bleeding slightly. Oh, that hatchet's wrecked. Never mind. I don't want it. I want my good machete back. We're bleeding pretty good right now. Oh, never mind. It fell off. That's fine. As long as it falls off real quick. I'm actually going to make a couple more bandages, too, because I know we're out. This is going to be just about the end of the episode. My name is Splattercat. I enjoyed you sitting here and listening to me ramble throughout the course of this episode. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. I'm probably going to go to the city and try and do something useful before the next episode, just so we can have some, like, action adventures. You know what I mean? Let me kill a couple zombies here. Oh, yeah, our bow broke. If you're wondering why I'm not using the bow, it's because it broke. That's pretty much the short and skinny of it. So anyways, I will see you all later. We'll make a new bow, we'll go into town, and we'll see if maybe we can accomplish something interesting along the way. Hi-do, everybody.